Thank God for Corporal Carey, Corporal Demerit, Miss Anderson. Hold on one second. You know, it's unfortunate. Somebody trying to call me now. They know they can't call me because it's very late. Hold on. Now, somebody spoke about Lincoln Bain and this lady. But I ain't gonna talk about that yet. I want to talk about this boy. This former DNA man who was sleeping with this 17-year-old boy. They say a 1-year-old man accused of raping a teenage boy whom he had given shelter to claimed that they had consensual sex during a police confrontation. I am not a rapist, the Supreme Court jury heard. The gentleman is a man named Marlon Newton, and he's on trial for unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor of the same sex. Prosecutors allege that Newton had sex with a 17-year-old boy in the bedroom of his trailer home situated in Pinedale, this is in Grand Bahama, on August 18th, 2019. Newton's claims of consensual intimacy is still illegal because of the age of consent for homosexual relationships is 18. Hi, Lynette. Let's say she in Canada. Y'all get it again? Let me read it again because you might have missed that. Young girls can give consent to sex at 16. Remember now, the law was changed to accommodate these nasty politicians who was juicing the young girls. So to accommodate them and not cause these nasty politicians to go to jail, they lowered the age of consent for young girls to 16 instead of 18. But for young men who be having sex with or homosexual relationship or whatever, the age of consent is 18. Newton's claim of consensual intimacy is still illegal because the age of consent for homosexual relationships is 18. Now, here's where I have a problem. I have a problem because Newton interfered with this young man. Newton interfered with this young man when the young man needed help. This young man had been thrown out. In the story, it reads that the young man told Newton that he'd been thrown out. Okay? Listen to this. Because Newton explained in the story. Let me read it to you. It says, Assistant Superintendent Arnold Strawn said that he held a confrontation between the accuser and Newton on September 21st, 2019. In response to a question from Strawn, and this is a politician too now. Newton is a politician. He was a DNA candidate. Okay? Political operative. They said, according to Assistant Superintendent Arnold Strawn said he held a confrontation between the accuser and Newton on September 21st, 2019. In response to a question from Strawn, the teen said that he did not attempt to scream. For his part, Newton said that he and the teen had previously been intimate. He said that all their acts of intimacy were consensual, and he believed that his accuser was 18. How in the hell you could believe those acts are consensual when you big, y'all ain't got no Cat O' Taylor, because he can need a whooping. That nasty bastard. Anyhow, according to Newton, the teen who he claimed had a troubled past had lived with him before, meaning that. So when he says he thought the child was 18, he's lying. Because he said the teen who had a troubled past had lived with him before. How the person living with you and you ain't know they're 18? That sound like sense to you?